YouTube. Just hold on a second.
What happened?
Hi, Harriet.
Hi.
How are you?
Okay, how are you?
Okay.
Where's Jerry?
Yes,
Working.
working.
Oh, come on, where am I?
Is he snowed in where he's working?
Noted. He's
No, I
Let's
don't know
hope
where
not.
I don't know where he's working.
What is that?
working. He works from home.
Oh, well, no.
Doesn't everybody?
Well, that's true.
Give it to me.
I have momentary lapses where I forget what's going on in the world.
Good.
What did she send us?
Ooh,
Hi.
that was weird.
I'll put the screen share back on again. I had it and lost it, and now it's back. Okay. I still haven't learned 100% how to work this system. By the time I die, I'll probably figure it out.
Okay. Hopefully by then we'll be meeting in person.
I hope so. Please.
Say that, please.
We're on YouTube
Say
now,
that.
too.
But it's not my conversation. How were the Thousand Islands, Patty?
I'm sorry.
How were the Thousand Islands?
The 10,000 Islands.
10,000, excuse me.
There's
I left
10,000.
9,000 out. Yeah,
It was great. A lot of birds, thousands of birds.
yeah. So where is that exactly? Off Key West?
It's a couple of miles further south on 41 past Collier Seminole Park.
Oh, okay.
So it's right here.
We'll take you there sometime if you want.
Sounds good.
You can go sunrise or sunset.
And how many islands?
10,000.
It's the mangrove
Did you see them?
islands.
Are they small? You can walk from one to the next
That's right here, 10,000.
with a
Not
big
islands
step?
like Gilligan's Island. They're mangrove islands.
Ah. How's the remodeling?
Getting there.
It's,
Good.
We're about
taking forever.
90% on the kitchen and 100% on the guest bathroom and starting the master bathroom tomorrow. Yeah.
That's great.
Good.
That's great.
Yep.
Do you like everything so far?
Yeah. So far, so good. Yeah.
Good. Well, that sounds like they made a lot of progress this week.
Finally.
Are you
That's
done, Patty?
one of the things I'm going to talk about in my answer to something that was momentous, uplifting, inspiring is this whole thing.
Really?
Yeah, well, it's inspiring not to do it again.
You learned a lesson.
Yeah, for sure. Well, hopefully this is the last one.
Yep. Yep.
Patty, is yours done? Your remodeling?
We have a few
No.
more weeks.
How come we only see one person?
I don't know.
How I see no people.
Your
No,
video
I usually
doesn't
have
seem-
the gallery view and I
How come I
don't,
can't see
there's
the
Richard.
gallery?
You have your
I only
video
see
on,
one
Bob
person.
and Amy?
I can only see one person at a time. How come?
Put
usually
it
we
on
hit.
speak. Put it on gallery view.
There we go.
No, we're
It's
Be
usually
at
on the
top,
left,
top right corner.
top right corner.
not
No,
on.
no,
On a Mac. I don't know. Or on a Windows laptop. I don't know if you have a Mac or a Windows.
I'm on
No,
an iPad.
It's an iPad. How come we usually,
Gallery's
On
over,
an
always
iPad,
over,
you should be
Gallery's
able
over there?
to.
but it's not.
I don't
there
have
then.
a review here.
Richard,
I
did
just-
you get your
You
second
were on. You
shot?
were on when you logged in. You were on. So I don't know what happened.
Waiting for Donna.
There's Richard there.
well, I can see the person who's talking. That's all that's important.
Yeah, I'm
You
on,
all had
I'm
shots?
on an iPad, so it's somehow, now I can see
Yeah.
nothing.
We are too.
I see all the people who are here, all 6 of us. I can see
The
I
list.
see the list.
Well, you see
That's
the
okay.
thumbnail on the right. That's because I'm sharing the screen with a little bit of levity there about biblical irony.
That might
You
be
see
done.
that?
Oh, if you
Yes.
take that off, maybe
gee.
we'll see everybody.
You can't take you anywhere.
I can
Did
take
I
it off.
spill it on the couch?
I think so.
Oh, now
At least
I
I
do.
didn't spill on the
You're
computer.
still, your video's still not on, Bob.
My video, I can't see anybody now.
Well, you gotta turn
Where's
your
the
video
gallery?
on.
Ah, I got the gallery.
I'm broadcasting
Turn
screen.
I
your
don't have
video
my-
on, Harriet.
Where are we?
We disappeared.
Should be no
Okay.
problem. There you go.
Oh, there we-
Harriet,
I don't know how you started. I don't know what I did, but it's working.
That's all that counts.
Now
According to this, Bob, your video should be on because it's, I can stop your video, but
Our video is on, but we're not on.
yeah, I don't know why.
all right.
When you came in.
Going on and going on and
When you
on.
logged in, your video was there. I saw the 2 of you, so I don't know what happened.
I can see everybody now, but I can't see myself.
Well, as long as we can hear you, that's the important thing.
Oh, my gosh.
We're gonna wait a couple more. We had 16 registrations, so I want to wait a little bit before we get started. And
Some of them might be YouTube.
Well, that's good.
So is Larry there? I wanted to congratulate him.
no, he's not.
No,
Why am I?
Is he coming on?
No.
Master is having a problem.
I'm having a problem, and I don't know what's going on.
I'm gonna leave and come back.
Okay.
Yeah, because something's not right.
Whomever's talking is right there.
Being on a big screen.
now we're in 2 places.
Right. And down
And
here,
you can't
you're
be in
on the
2
left.
places at once.
Yeah,
Up
and
here,
that's cute.
I'm on the left.
Oh,
Okay.
There we are.
Hi, Irene.
I don't know what's going on. Zoom gremlins are in tonight again. That's right.
Hi, Dick. Hi, Bonnie.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, Irene.
I'm a
There you go. Now we got you, Bob.
Okay, there we are.
Okay.
However, your wife is only visible in
Scan
Now
like
we see Amy. Yeah.
Yeah.
the
It's
daily.
too
I'm gonna wait another
Hi,
5
Pat.
minutes.
Pat,
How you doing, Irene?
Harriet. Hello,
I
everybody.
should sit on a pillow or something. I look like I'm under the table.
All right, we'll move it back.
It's not helping at all.
Read
Looks
them.
like someone-
Oh, I've got all the
Nothing to
things.
see. It looks
My,
like the same
my
artist.
computer
Oh,
keeps
are you expecting
updating.
that?
Yeah.
No.
Hi, Lee.
Hello, Lee.
He's connecting.
It's there. I'm gonna wait a few more minutes before we start rather than getting started and have people jumping in. So we'll
This gallery.
move along.
You can start now. I'm here.
You brought up the rear, huh?
There you go. Story of my life.
Good.
How you feeling, Lee? Good?
I'm feeling better than I am. I didn't get great news yesterday,
oh,
but there is a little tumor that has decided to take residence in my bladder and is living rent free, and we're not going to have that anymore. So they're going to take that out on March 12th. But I'm getting really good care at Moffitt, and we're very optimistic. So
good.
Good.
Good luck.
thank you.
We will hope for the best.
Thank you.
She won't let it go.
So are you enjoying your new residence, Dick and Bonnie?
More or less.
More
Well,
or less.
we're enjoying where we're living, the community we're living in,
what?
but
You know
we're in
what
the
you
midst
can
of renovations, so it's
Yeah.
been somewhat disruptive, but we're on the
Yeah, I
downhill,
didn't.
so
You're the
things
one
are
that
coming
said.
along,
send
and
it.
hopefully next couple of weeks we'll be done. Yeah,
Did you move, Dick and Bonnie?
yeah, we moved to Arbor Trace. It's a senior community off Vanderbilt Drive, and
Cool.
There comes my husband.
decided to make the move now rather than wait for a couple of years when we intended to do that. So, yeah.
Is it more of a high rise?
No, actually, there's a higher 17th floor tower, high rise. They have two mid rises of 5 floors each, and then they have villas, which we have, which are similar. Well, actually, they're similar to what Village Walk had. That type of setup. With your own, basically your own home with your garage, and so that's what we ended up buying into. So.
It's like having your own condo.
Yeah, it's a condo. Everything is condo here. It's all, which is very unusual for senior communities. It's not a rental situation like the new one, Sienna Lake. Where you buy in. You buy your own property and you sell it when you leave. And so it's a nice setup. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. I like their concept very much.
I think there's only one other senior community that has the same setup from what we've been told. So, but it's so far it's working out real nice for us. All right, I'm going to get things going, and then as people come in, actually Charles was going to be here, and I was going to have him co-host so he could admit people, but I can do
Hey,
triple
Dick.
duty. Yeah.
Before you get started, the rabbi emailed me last night. He wanted me to express his regrets. He was going to be here tonight, but he's actually in Orlando getting his second shot
Oh, okay.
today or this evening. So,
Okay. All right. Thanks.
He's got to drive 100 miles.
yeah.
Yeah, we're getting our community. We got our first vaccination last week. The community, CVS came into the community, did the whole community in one day.
Wow.
The first shot, and
It is a small community.
yeah, it's about I think about 300 and some odd people, but they did the whole thing in one day, and then 3 weeks, so the week after next, we get our second shot. So yeah, we were very fortunate. We didn't have to drive hundreds of miles.
Did you get Moderna?
No, we got
Pfizer.
Pfizer. Yeah, it's a 3-week turnaround. All right, I'm going to get started. I just want to give you a very quick sort of history how I came upon this particular topic and this particular concept. Our former community in Erie, Pennsylvania, our congregation there, they just instituted this Talk Amongst Ourselves program, and they did it primarily because basically their adult enrichment program consists of just the rabbi doing adult education. And they felt it was important for them to expand on that type of program, include conversations within the congregation themselves, bringing in guest speakers and have discussion after that, and having sort of a well-rounded program. So we've essentially done most of that. We've done of course, with the rabbi doing his adult education, and we brought in speakers not only from our own community, NJC community, which has been very gratifying, but also from out of the community, we brought in guest speakers. So we've done pretty much of that. The thing we haven't done, and what I found interesting, was what we're going to be doing tonight. Just talking among ourselves about a particular topic, a particular item of interest that we might all like to discuss amongst ourselves and express our feelings on. And so this is the initial attempt at that. Where it goes from here will pretty much depend on how this goes, what the input is from this, and whether we want to continue this particular part of our whole Njc Connects program along with the Rabbi's Adult Education. So from time to time, I'm going to be screen sharing some humor. Take it for what it's worth, but I took all this from our Temple and Erie's program, and in fact, pretty much the whole concept and the whole itinerary is is from their program, and well, let's see how it goes. So tonight's program is responding to COVID, the good, the bad, and the funny. I want to start off with the first question, and some of you may have seen it on most recent e-news blast that we put out on this. What have you done or experienced that was creative, energizing, amazing, uplifting, and inspiring through this whole period of COVID? And it's really been almost, well, actually, it's been a year now. I can't believe it's been that long. So let's share some things that you think that you've experienced in this whole 1 year period, and share it with the rest of us, and we'll move on from there. So just raise your hand and you can start. Lee?
There are two things that happened to me. One is I have 6 granddaughters. And when it started, I decided I would check in with them once every week to 10 days. And that has been an absolute wonderful experience. We talk about books that we've read. They're each, individual. Most of them are young adults now. There are only 2 that are still in college. And it's just been absolutely wonderful. And it's brought us so much closer. It has been such a joy for them and for me. At least they say that. Maybe they're just humoring their gramps. But when we had a family Zoom at Thanksgiving, nobody mentioned that. And then one of my granddaughters said, well, what about the fact that Gramps calls us every week? So and they all broke out and like that. When I was in Delaware, the second thing is when I was in Delaware, for maybe the last 18 years, I was part of a yoga group called Stiff Men's Yoga. And it was at the Cancer Center. And of course, when I came here, I couldn't do that anymore. But now we do it with Zoom every week. So I do my sessions, my yoga sessions with my old buddies, and we do it on Zoom once a week, and have decided that we're going to continue it even when people are back in person, so that'll enable me to continue doing it. So those are 2 things that were really terrific for me.
Great.
Great.
Thanks. Anybody else?
I can say a few words.
Go ahead, Bob.
Well, you may want to shut me off, but I started out, we watched a lot of television, a lot of Netflix. Amy and I spent a lot of time together. But we started watching the show, The Vikings. It was on regular television. It's kind of violent, but I got into it, and it's historical. It's historical fiction. And Amy knows when I start watching something or reading something, I always go to the side, I start researching things, I just can't let it go. So it turns out that from watching this show, is there anything Judaica involved in the Vikings? And it turns out that if you look at the lost tribes of Israel, I found a tribe that ended up, I think, for my reading, that ended up being the Vikings, I think, based on my reading. And I found a book called The Ancient Origins. I got some, you can shut me off if you want. The Ancient Origins of Scandinavia, the Danes and the Tribe of Dan. Now, the Tribe of Dan actually was one of the tribes that left and was not lost their Judaism, but they were one of the lost tribes of Israel. And they were all over the map. They went through Greece, they went way over to Persia, but they ended up as the Vikings.
It's really
there are customs and then they ended up in the America. And it's just amazing to me. So I followed the history there. And then I found something in the American Indians. So many Jewish customs. So I got to bring something out that I found in some American Indian lore. And I printed this out just to read this. I got some other things about the Beatles and Judaism. I'm not going to bring that up. I'll bring that up later if you want. But I found this Joseph Riverwind, the Amahura war chief of the Northern Arawak Nation. And I bring this up because the Vikings sailed all the way into the St. Lawrence Seaway, into Michigan, and into the Caribbean. And this is a Caribbean nation. The indigenous peoples of South America and the Caribbean. As he sings, Shema, Shema, Nayenu Papaska Hoya Ya. He translated this ancient Native American song for the breaking Israel news. Listen, listen, people, as you gather together, we will dance before the Creator. Now, this is pretty strongly reminiscent of the Shema. I mean, this is Caribbean Americans.
Interesting.
So this is what kind of thing I've been doing. Andy he doesn't hate it, but I go all over the place.
He can't ever just,
I don't have ADHD, but I just like to.
he has to research everything to death.
So
You never would have done this if it hadn't been for this pandemic, right?
no,
Yeah.
I wouldn't have been watching the Vikings for 10 seasons on Netflix.
I know the Vikings
The artist.
came to America about the
Do you know what our name says?
war,
Our
but
artist name
Indians
is?
were settled here in South America between 20 and 40,000 years
Yeah,
ago.
go on.
That's a
I
lot
don't think so.
before Judaism even existed.
Yeah, I mean, there are different settlements, but that was another thing altogether, right?
So where did the Vikings come to in what we now call the United States, North America? Where did they come?
Really around, I believe around more Canada.
Right. Through the St. Lawrence Seaway, they actually.
L-A-V-N-E, looks like.
And
They
so-
started-
And so
Iceland.
there are probably descendants of them who live up there now.
Well, I think they went to places like Nova Scotia.
Right.
Right, this,
but
Iceland,
they-
Iceland, Greenland.
Did the Vikings come here? I thought they went there.
Right.
Mhm.
Vikings?
Yeah.
That they came to
And that's why they
Greenland,
have all
to
that
Canada.
have all that lots. Right.
Into in the Middle Ages, they were all over the UK, but before that, early on,
Yeah, well, we
Yeah.
knew that they had gone, that because they had invaded.
right, but before that,
Right.
way before that, they were exploring the other lands before that, way before that.
Greenland. They
Somebody
went
else
to
have-
Greenland, they called it Vinland.
Yeah.
How
Yeah,
about
we
somebody
watched
else?
the Vikings too.
How about somebody else? Does anybody else have something that
Sure.
they have done, experience that's noteworthy that you'd like to share with us during this
Yeah,
period?
Dick, I will.
Okay.
Because of the pandemic and the advent of Zoom, primarily, that is Shelley and I, have been able to, on just about every Thursday morning at 8:30, go on Coffee with the Cantor, which is our son Cantor Michael up in Boston presenting his adult education, which is about an hour and a half. So we've not only gotten to study with Michael, but we've also gotten to know on Zoom his regular contingent of congregants that come to his adult ed. So we've learned a lot about Judaism, made some new friends, and spent some good time with Michael. So we're on the 5th week of studying about Exodus right now. So everything you wanted to know about Exodus
And a little more.
and a little more.
Something you might want to learn and might not want to learn, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Anybody else?
Well, I'm hoping that now that we've both had our two shots, we're gonna wait about a month, let all the antibodies through. I really miss seeing our children and our grandchildren. And you know, they're definitely a plane trip away, and until now, I wouldn't have considered it, but I think in March or April, we will go to New York and Rhode Island. My Rhode Island kids really wanted to come here, but their school system in Rhode Island is very strict. And if you visit a red state, and Florida is definitely red, then
That's a big Republican.
you have to stay home and go to school virtually for 2 weeks.
Where in
So-
Rhode Island do you go?
Hmm?
Where in Rhode Island do you go?
They live in Barrington, Rhode Island.
Yeah, we used to live in East Greenwich, Rhode Island before coming here
Yeah.
years ago. But when we traveled to Rhode Island in September, we had to show a negative test 3 days within the 3 days. But now I've gotten my shots, and my wife gets at least one. Why would you need to show a negative test? I don't know.
Oh, I don't think you do.
I didn't think we even had to do that, but they're crazy up there.
We
I
just
would
want
be
to wait
surprised.
at least 2 weeks.
Nobody checked us. There were 2 National Guard soldiers sitting there at the airport and an announcement. Nobody saw us. I could have come from anywhere.
There was just an article in the Washington Post today by a Dr. Lena Wen. She's been on CNN quite a bit. She used to be the health commissioner for the city of Baltimore. She now teaches at GW and is an ER physician. She wrote an article in the Post that said if you have gotten both of your shots, the CDC is not recommending any quarantine at all anymore. And also, she points out that airline travel is very safe, and that if you've gotten your shots, they're reasonably certain that you're less likely to shed virus, or if you do shed, it'll be in decreased amounts. So she is pretty optimistic about going to see grandkids.
Yeah.
Well, that's probably pretty good for the next month or so, but I happen to, her time, she has to stipulate a timeline.
He
I'm
did.
actually,
She said for the next 3 months, after 2 weeks after your second dose.
Yeah.
no,
So
I'm thinking in terms of the variants that are
Yeah.
popping
Yeah.
up. That's what I'm talking about.
So what do you
I-
think? What do you think about that?
Well, what I think about it is that we're in for big flare-ups in the next 2 to 3 months. It's
Yeah.
gonna be spreading like wildfire. We're not over this yet.
So should we?
I'm right on top of this. I'm actually back in the game. I'm working, I told you I'm working for a company. I can tell you the name of the company now. It's Adagio TX. We just injected our first patients 2 days ago starting our phase 1 trials. So, and hopefully our product will have a broad spectrum and cover some of these variants. So it's not going to go away anytime soon. So whatever she said, I actually intensely disagree with her. I don't think she should be on CNN espousing that, because with these variants coming in to our state and other states, they're going to spread very rapidly. And I'm concerned that she would be on CNN, and the guy from Brown, and by the way, we lived in Rhode Island for 12 years. The guy from Brown who's on ABC News,
Right.
he puts his foot in his mouth all the time. I wouldn't listen to a word he says.
So are you suggesting that right now there's a window of opportunity to go before things get worse?
Oh, I would travel now. Absolutely.
So we shouldn't be.
No, we should go soon. I'm not happy about these variants coming up.
I'm from Brown, but I think
Well, I
that
know, but this fellow from the school of public health who's on ABC, he shouldn't be on the airways. I don't like anything he says.
Well, fortunately, the numbers are down. They're down about 60% from the peak in early January.
I understand that.
They keep going that way.
Well, I know they're going to go that way, and they will go that way. But the variants You know how many people will not take the vaccine? I look at these numbers every day. I look at these every day, and I look at all the data coming out all across the world, not just on the numbers, but all the vaccines that are out there and all the products that are being used. 40% of the people in this country will not take the vaccine.
That's right.
70% of people in Japan will not take a vaccine. 48% of the people in France will not take a vaccine. It's worldwide that people will not take vaccines. They don't trust them. People in France will not take a product from Germany. They don't trust the Germans. They will only take something from the United States. This is information I pulled out today. I mean, this is this is a worldwide problem.
So how will we achieve herd immunity?
We won't.
Or won't
Not
we?
easily. Not easily. Not with 40% of the people not taking the vaccine. They're mostly
Yeah.
the people in the middle of the country, the workers, the people who are. I don't want to be political about this, but it's the people who say that the cure is right around the corner. It's next month. It's next week. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
The person who lost the presidency. Those people. So.
Well, we might, I think in our communities, because they're mainly senior citizens, and I think more of the senior citizens will take it, maybe we'll get a little bit more. But right now, 27 million people, 28 million people in the United States already have had it. Now, I don't know how immune they are, but we have another, 30 some odd million who have had the shot. And I think by the summer, according to what I hear, you might be well over 150 million, maybe we're up at 50%. And we'll never get the young ones either. I don't know what percentage we need to get to herd immunity, but we're getting there.
Well, you're supposed to get between 70 and 75%, but it's the people who are between 20 and 50 years of age. Those are the people who don't want to take the vaccine, and those are the ones who are going to spread it. Those are the people who don't want to take it.
But then they'll get it.
Just like with flu. Those are the people who are 40%. 40% don't. Only 40% take the flu vaccine in that population.
What about
I don't want to take away from
Harriet.
I don't want to take away from the topic.
Harriet
what
wants to
about
speak.
the Black community that is very leery of taking any kind of
Absolutely.
vaccine because of the mosquito, the
Tuskegee, right? Absolutely. It's very difficult to get the Blacks and Hispanics to take anything like this.
All right, hold on 1 second. Harriet had her hands up. Harriet, do you want to say something?
I just wanted to say, I know personally people that are over 50 that will not take the vaccine. They don't trust it.
Right.
Okay.
That includes also members of the ultra-Orthodox community, Jewish ultra-Orthodox community.
Right.
Well, I think we should go on to something else. I'll be glad to talk.
I want to. Does anybody else want to sort of contribute something on the initial question that we asked about what you've experienced that has been unusual, creative, energizing? I know in our case, what we've experienced, that you probably shouldn't sell a house, buy another house, move into it, try a renovation, all during a pandemic. That's a lesson that we've learned, but it's also been somewhat energizing that we think we're getting through it in reasonably decent shape. So I guess from that standpoint, that's something to be thankful for.
Well, the only thing that
we had a lot to talk about, probably more than we would have if we've been out amongst people on our own, doing different things on our own than we are doing right now.
Please don't scan. I didn't send it.
Two answers that our congregation up north had given to this particular question. One of them was that somebody enjoyed having a cocktail party with friends on Zoom. Another one, apparently their grandchildren arranged for a happy birthday lawn arrangement for them apparently there was a service in the community they lived in that they could call and set up a happy birthday lawn arrangement for them. Another one did a drive-by shower for a new baby on Zoom. So these were things. Another one said it was creative, energizing, and amazing was that their wife was a good barber. So I thought that was interesting. But as some of you had said, I know Lee started off saying just being in touch with family. I know our daughter arranged on a regular basis for us to have a family get together on Zoom that you know, under normal circumstances, we wouldn't have done and probably wouldn't have stayed in this close touch, you know, under normal conditions that as we were under these conditions. So I guess, you know, that's something certainly that was.
Yeah, but I'd like to touch my kids.
Exactly, yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Steve, you had your hand up again?
No, I don't.
Oh, okay, let me move on to the next, actually what I want to do, and I want to add something here.
So true.
Oh.
Wait, here's one here is a little sick humor, but I thought you might enjoy it. There's another one here I thought was interesting too.
Any lawyers in the group?
Okay, let me move on to the next question that they asked during their particular
Only
rendition
ones
of
that
this
aren't real.
program. And it's, I think we may have touched on it a little bit, but what have you learned from COVID and this pandemic? What is one thing in particular that you've learned?
Patience.
Okay, good
How
answer.
important family is when you can't see them, except by this type of means. You know, months have gone by, not as much as we usually would spend.
I've learned that people don't know where their nose is.
With the
With the
mask.
mask.
Oh, it drives me crazy.
Right,
Put the
underneath.
mask Under
Right.
their noses.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We were in the library yesterday and there were all these guys at the computers and the masks were under their noses.
Yep. One of the answers that our congregation of North gave was that obviously we've talked about the importance of family connections, but one of them also said that our traditional workplaces and shopping is probably going to change for good. I think people having definite workspace is going to change workplaces. Our shopping certainly has probably changed, and that may change with I know we've done so much online shopping, much more. I mean, we used to do a lot, but now we're doing practically everything online.
One of us used to do a lot.
Yeah, now both of us are doing it.
Yeah.
So I think that that's something that may last for some time. And some of the other answers were they've learned resilience, which I think we've all experienced that, and patience, which some of us in our family have learned.
Some more than others.
You've learned patience. Well, no, actually, I've learned patience. She always had the patience. So it's been a learning experience for us without any question. How about anybody else? Anything else that you'd like to contribute to that particular topic?
I think we might get through with this because we're washing our hands so often and wearing masks. We're probably cutting down on other viruses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I was thinking that when we take our masks off someday, we're all going to be just prone to everything that we haven't been exposed. I mean, just a cold. I haven't, probably shouldn't say it. I haven't had a cold since the pandemic started, and I'm usually good for at least 3 a year. And I'm sure it's all because of the mask.
Yeah. Well, the flu cases are down
Way down.
dramatically.
We just saw that on the news tonight, that this season has been the lowest flu numbers since they started keeping track.
Yeah, well.
I think I will wear a mask forevermore.
No way.
Absolutely.
Seriously? Yeah.
That-
When you're
That's
out.
what they do
Sure.
in Japan and China. They've
Yeah.
been doing that for a long time.
For a long time.
Yeah.
Well, they make some nice masks.
They do.
What'd you say, Harriet?
They make some nice masks. some
Oh, they
clothes.
do make some, yes.
Very stylish and
Yeah.
very for sure. For sure.
Has anybody become a banana bread maven?
My son,
Oh,
Oh,
while he had
Yeah,
COVID.
you
that's
what?
funny. At the beginning of the pandemic, Bob
Yeah,
was
I was
making
making a lot of
banana
banana breads in the very beginning. Then I started gaining weight and I stopped making them.
So looking forward, what do you want to do during the rest of this pandemic for as long as it lasts, which I think we might tend to agree with what Bob said, that, you know, we may be getting past phase 3 and 4, but the worst may be yet to come. And that's a frightening thought. So what are your plans for between now and then? Continue doing what we're doing, or just guts
What's
it
our
out?
choice?
I don't know that we have a choice.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what's our choice?
We're going to paint some more of our house inside. We painted our lanai, and I think we're going to paint some more rooms.
Yeah.
How's that hot tub working out for you, Shelley?
Oh, the whole thing is great. We
You love
love
it?
having the pool in the outside space. It's wonderful.
It's good.
Every
for-
day we're in there. And it's just a good way to relax. And I guess we're going to just do what we've been doing. I don't see any alternative. We were talking about going to Boston, but Bob, we either do it tomorrow or wait a year.
I think the next couple months will be all right, really.
Yeah.
Well, Steve, I told you we're going to Rhode Island in August. We haven't been there since September. We're going in April.
Yeah.
175th birthday. We want to enjoy that. The numbers I still think have to go down a little bit more. And I hope that Donna could get, she's just a year under the age that they're giving it to right now. But we are intending to buy a condo up in Rhode Island so that we could stay extended times. We've been staying here, or my son has a bedroom for us or a hotel. But we decided that we really need to have something that we can go and stay up there longer periods of time, like during the summer.
So when you go up in April, are you going to look?
We've been looking online.
Oh,
The inventory is very low for condos.
yeah.
In general, I think Florida, you know, every day there's another building being built. That doesn't happen up north. And a lot of people, because of the pandemic, are not maybe selling right now or moving.
Right.
People are moving out of New York or moving out of cities like that because they found they could work at home. If you're going to work at home, then be someplace you want to be.
Right.
Well, on that note, unless somebody else has something, let me just wrap things up here. And I just want to share one more little graphic with you, if I might. And it's reflections on
Yeah.
That is funny.
no, that's not it. Wait a minute. Oh, wait a minute. No. That's not. Wait a minute. Let me stop the share. Like I said, I've got so many things going on here. I can't remember what I'm doing. Okay, here it is. This is what I wanted. Okay. So, reflections on the virus. Half of us are going to come out of this quarantine as amazing cooks. The other half will come out with a drinking problem. Now you can read these. And this came again. This was at the conclusion of the temple that I got this whole program from. And I thought some of them were cute. Some of them were a little corny, but
Just refrigerator.
I do not.
To chocolate.
Oh,
We laugh a lot.
And what's the special book? You have to gather all the ingredients back here. I have no clue.
oh, this is funny.
I thought the last one was cute. The classified ad.
I haven't gotten that far. My body.
And I guess there are a lot of products that are becoming scarce again, which I was somewhat surprised. But yeah, it's happening. Yeah.
Well, which ones?
Paper towels we had problems finding,
Oh,
but
geez.
napkins, for some crazy reason, napkins are hard to find. I don't know why.
Probably paper towels.
Yeah. I think you have
All
to
it-
catch them when the,
all-
when the
all it-
deliveries come right in, you have to be there, and that's been
Good
pretty
clean
much,
fun.
And I've noticed that the first of the month, when the new snowbirds are coming down and, buying what they
Oh.
need for their stay, the shelves just clear out.
Okay.
Yeah.
well, thank you all for
Oh, very nice.
coming. There's an interesting topic that they're doing in February up north, and I'm just going to mention it. It's something maybe we might want to consider, and we'll talk about it. It's called Come Share. They're doing this, actually, they did it February 9th. It's called Come Share Our Stories, and we'll tell about a family member from our ancestry. Please bring an item from your home that has sentimental value to you and tell us about it. So that's something we might want to
That's
consider as a talk amongst ourselves program, maybe in April. We have a number of Njc Connects programs coming up in March. So along with the rabbis' adult education. So it's something we might want to think about. And if any of you have any ideas that you think might be of interest, why don't hesitate to let us know.
Amy, I have a question for you.
Yes.
The picture that's behind your head, I think we have something by the same artist. Who is that?
Oh,
Is it an Israeli artist?
yes,
Yes.
Livney. Her last name is Livney.
Yes. Yep.
Yes.
We have. I recognize the style. We have
Yeah,
one
that's the
too.
original. Yeah.
It's,
Yeah.
she lives in Baltimore, and we were at an art show here, and we actually bought a few of her
That's
pieces.
where we got it, in Estero at the art show.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a
several years
couple.
ago.
We actually
That's
have
funny.
3 of her things.
Yeah.
Really? Yeah,
Yeah.
I love the colors.
Yeah.
Actually, her husband came to our house and brought a whole bunch of things in.
Yeah, when we were looking at the art show, he said, "Let me come and show you in your house." I said, "Bob, this is a bad idea."
Yeah.
Things in the house. There's no not buying anything.
Yeah.
And 10 minutes later, we owned 3 pieces.
2 things. We bought something in Maryland from her. We used to
Yeah.
live there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny. It
Jumps
spoke
out.
to me. Yeah.
Yeah, this is the 5 books of Moses, actually. You can't see them, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
wait a minute.
So dark.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 books of Moses are
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, I got my video back.
there.
Well, folks, that's it. Unless anybody else has anything to add, we'll conclude this evening's event and hope to see you at our
Friday.
Shabbat services this Friday. A week from this Friday, the rabbi is going to be doing a Purim Shabbat. There's going to be some special things that Jane and Al are putting together, and along with a video that we're going to use, a YouTube video the rabbi sent me, and I was able to figure out how to get it on screen share without any problem. So it should be an interesting service as well. Jane will be leading the service this Friday, rabbi
Right.
a week from this Friday.
Well, thank you for doing this,
Thank
Dick.
you for
This was great,
hosting.
Dick.
Thank you all for being
Thank
here,
you.
and
Nice to see everyone.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, it is.
Be
Stay
safe.
healthy.
All right.